Story 1. I mostly stay away from alcohol, but otherwise it's more about eating less than avoiding specific foods. I'll have a meal when I go out, but I'll save half for leftovers. I'll eat a small slice of cake. Most of my meals are things I cook, so I know how many calories are in them and can roughly stay on target over a few days. Story 2. I got shredded at 37 after a life of being fat or chubby, depending on my activity level during those times. Because of my genetic shape, I ended up with 8-pack level shredded. Just to preface, this isn't from a 20-year-old with a fast metabolism. The key: eat 500 to at most 1,000 calories under your total daily energy expenditure. Calculators make this easy. But make sure you eat. The key isn't starvation, but getting the right number of calories and coming from the right macronutrients. Make sure a lot of that is protein. A gram per pound of goal weight is usually good. At least 50 grams of fat, and the rest carbohydrates, is a popular option. With this, you can eat what you want, but calorie-dense foods make this so much harder than it needs to be. Lift heavy to maintain lean body mass. Cardio will increase the amount you can eat, but you'll wind up skinny fat if overdone and undertrained in lifts. Simple but not easy. Expect it to take anywhere from 5 to 8 months, depending on where you are starting. Can be achieved earlier, and if so, it's a bonus, but focusing on all these crazy 3-month transformations will discourage you if you don't react as fast as they do, and a lot are dishonest for one way or another. Think about it as a lifestyle transformation. No matter how long it is going to take, this is your new lifestyle. So on the days when the scale doesn't move or you're feeling discouraged, trust the process. If after 2 weeks the scale hasn't moved, reassess your total daily energy expenditure and caloric deficit. Story 3. First thing I did when starting my weight loss journey was cutting out soda completely. I switched to diet or zero and never looked back. Once you are used to it, regular soda will taste way too sweet. From there, I cut out basically all sweets. Now, most candies are way too sweet for me to even enjoy. I just have the occasional bit of ice cream and dark chocolate. Now, I just eat less of what I do enjoy eating, and I've been losing consistent weight. I've gone down from 215 to close to 165 now. Story 4. Nothing. As in, you can eat whatever you want. The trick is to not eat too much of it. It's hard to get lean enough for them to show, but once you're there, maintenance is easy with some discipline. Story 5. I don't have abs but a relatively lower body fat, and I can say it's just calories in, calories out. You just have to be mindful of how much you eat, not what you eat. Eating too much of a healthy food can offset it. If I wanted abs, I probably would have to eat less or exercise more to maintain that deficit. This is why you don't have to work out to get abs. You can just eat less, and eventually your body fat will lower to reveal the abs underneath. Or you can work out and burn enough calories constantly to achieve the lower body fat, which will in turn show your abs. Story 6. I stay away from alcohol and have found a sugary treat every now and then to be fine. Being in a caloric deficit or maintenance is key, along with lifting and moving. Diet or zero sugar soda has a hold on me, and that has helped a lot too. Story 7. It is basically avoiding calorie-dense foods such as sugars, oils, starches, and grains. Focus on nutrient-dense, calorie-low options. Just follow that guideline and you'll likely not eat enough to gain weight, ensuring you feel full while maintaining a caloric deficit. Aim for mostly non-starchy vegetables at 70%, protein at 20%, and fats at 10%, and never consume sugars except for those with the lowest glycemic index, like agave. A meal could be something like a stir-fry of steamed mixed vegetables, air-fried tofu, and a little peanut butter mixed with low-sodium soy sauce. Exercise will have profound effects because when you are in a caloric deficit, it draws from your stores. It is also easier when you have more muscle mass, as your body will have a higher resting metabolic rate than others. Story 8. A calorie is a calorie. Nutrition is different, but when you're talking about body fat, it literally doesn't matter what you eat. If you eat in a deficit, you lose body fat. In a surplus, you gain it. This is a universal rule that affects all humans. Some people will take longer due to medical reasons, or some people will gain weight faster due to a slower resting basal metabolism. But nobody is immune to this rule. Story 9. Count calories so you can count abs. Calories are calories, and while some food causes water retention and induces bloat, you can have abs and eat garbage if your total daily caloric output is higher than your caloric input. Story 10. Limit yourself to 3 meals a day. Eat more vegetables and meat than carbohydrates. Avoid fried foods, anything overly processed and drenched in sauces. If your work is sedentary, install a pedometer application on your phone and make sure to hit your daily target. Story 11. I've got abs. They're just hidden under my cooler. Haha. I've not been one to shred like that, largely because I didn't worry too much about what I ate other than not eating a lot. I've been using Weight Watchers, though. My goal is 210, and I'm 6 foot 3 inches. Currently 237. Story 12. I love all these answers. As someone who works in the industry, don't let them fool you. Know your macronutrients, and you can excuse yourself with everything from time to time. I've had my best abs when I was smoking and drinking 2 times a week, train 5 to 6 days a week. It's all about calories. Now, if you can't be bothered to think about it, you're making it harder on yourself, but for someone who is taking fat loss lightly, try to exclude high-calorie foods like sweets and food with a lot of oil. Story 13. I eat a meal every 3 hours, once in routine. Early morning blueberry or strawberry, banana, Greek yogurt and flax milk smoothie. Maple syrup or honey as necessary. Late morning eggs and green tea, maybe some cottage cheese. Noon blueberry or strawberry, banana, Greek yogurt and flax milk smoothie. Maple syrup or honey as necessary. Afternoon chicken, broccoli, and rice. Evening blueberry or strawberry, banana, Greek yogurt and flax milk smoothie. Maple syrup or honey as necessary. I have an exercise routine and drink water throughout the day. Sometimes at night, if I want a snack, I have a banana with peanut butter. I break the routine from time to time, but it isn't often. Story 14. I eat whatever I want whenever I want. I am a bicyclist, so I burn, on average, when I am simply doing upkeep, between 2,000 and 4,000 calories per ride. Couple that with a few sit-ups and pull-ups per week, and you're golden. Story 15. I eat 2 times only. High protein but drink beer also. I created my abs 7 years ago, 2 years of hard exercise like I couldn't get up from bed, I was crawling some days. But now I haven't worked out abs in like 3 years and I still have them. I repeat, do not eat anything with margarine, do not eat a lot of sugar, do not eat fast food more than 2 to 3 times per month. That's it. And yeah, try to have 1 to 2 days per month when you eat only once or not at all to fast. I do fasting every day but unintentionally. Story 16. I eat everything. I'm just lucky with genetics. Although these days I don't eat a lot of sugar and I don't really drink soda. I have the same diet as my girlfriend and usually eat bigger portions, but she tends to keep the weight a lot easier. Story 17. What I do not eat. High sodium content drinks like Gatorade. A lot of fried chicken. Food with too much seasoning. Very salty food and chips. What I do eat. 1. Reducing the amount of sugar. So black coffee, tea with no sugar or honey, soda only on the weekends, half a cup of juice at most per day. Eating fruits daily. It helps curb cravings for unhealthy food and sugar. Reducing the amount of salt I use to make meals. Using more salt-free fresh herbs and spices, and only using 2 or 3 of those fresh seasonings to cook meals. Rather than using salt to improve the taste of the meal while cooking, I use red peppers, onions, etc. Reduction in portion sizes per meal. I eat to feel comfortable, not stuffed. Having a better understanding of nutrition. A lot of beliefs we carry are flat out false, so I take time once in a while to debunk my notions of healthy. Healthier snacks like sun chips, reduced salt, sugar, fat popcorn, almonds, cashews with no salt, rice cakes, fruits, etc. Cooking rice with little salt and no butter or switching rice for quinoa. Making sweet green, kava, and other healthier food alternatives as my cheat meals. Fast food options I mainly go to if I want to spoil myself once in a blue moon now are Popeyes, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, Five Guys, Shake Shack. And when I do order there, I always select meal and drink sizes that are small. 10. Drink plant-based milks. 11. Use cassava, sweet potato, yams, etc. as replacements for rice from time to time. Story 18. I eat anything and everything I want. The trick is to always be calorie neutral or in a slight deficit. I have a naturally high basal metabolic rate mixed with lifting heavy, near daily running 40 to 50 miles per hour average, with 1 day of legitimate speed work and daily calisthenics. My maintenance intake is around 3,000 calories per day, and sometimes it's a struggle to hit. I short cycle 1 month bulk, 1 month cut, and then 1 month maintenance, and I can't consume 3,500 or more without the help of mass gainer or meal replacement. If you eat clean and cook your own food, it becomes sort of obtainable. That and having the genetics for it. Story 19. I still ate everything, just made sure to run enough to always burn more calories than I ate. I had a lot of stuff going on in my life, and running was a great way to not only burn calories but also burn stress and give me a peaceful place to process things in my head. Story 20. It is more a matter of quantity. I have a 4-pack at my fattest and an 8-pack at my leanest, and fluctuate between these two throughout the year. I eat large amounts of lean protein and everything else in moderation. I even have candy several times a week. Story 21. I don't eat fish, but that's just because I don't like it. Besides that, I eat everything. The trick is just to not eat junk food daily and to not eat too many calories. For example, I eat out, takeaway or restaurants, but only once or twice a month. Story 22. I attribute my abdominal muscles to 15 years of gymnastics in my youth. I'm in my 30s now, and I still have a 6-pack. I just have to follow a low-carb, high-protein diet, and they come right through. Had I not done gymnastics in my youth, I don't think I would have the physique I maintain today. Story 23. Beer. Alcohol in general for the most part. If I drink, it is with a purpose, like a get-together or a gathering. Also, I have replaced beef with turkey. Less fat, higher protein. Story 24. Count my calories and keep it even or at a slight deficit depending on the day. This generally means I don't have calorie space for extra empty nonsense like common snacks most people eat. If you don't want to count calories, it's pretty easy to learn food types and general calorie ranges based on the size of the servings. It's not as exact, but a lot of people find it easier if they don't have to measure everything to determine nearly exact calorie amounts. In summary, eat less. Story 25. I have a 6-pack. You need to stay under 15% body fat. Stick to whole foods. Avoid processed foods, including takeout. Right now, I eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I only eat carbs around my workout. I avoid carbs and sodium. No alcohol, which is the worst for abs in my opinion. You need to build lean muscle by lifting weights. Story 26. One of the features of the new millennial French girl diet is vaping, and with vaping comes coughing, and when you cough, you basically do a sit-up, flexing your abs. When you do this all day, every day, it compounds after a few months, and you'll get a 6-pack if your body mass index is low enough, around 25%. Start the day off with a pot of coffee to keep the appetite suppressed. When your stomach growls, drink some coffee and use your vape. Have a Cliff Bar or something semi-substantial anytime throughout the day. You can afford the Cliff Bars now that you don't need to buy groceries for breakfast or lunch because that is now your breakfast and lunch. Also, get good coffee. No soda until after work and limit to 1 can a day. No coffee past 2 or 3 unless it's decaf. Have a healthy snack meal for dinner with a decent spread of protein, veggies, and nutrients. Cereal for dessert and maybe a popsicle. Do this for 3 to 6 months, you'll have your very own 6-pack abs. I'm not a dietitian, doctor, personal trainer, or anything responsible. This is just my average day and I have 6-pack abs, so story 27, most things. No, seriously. I kind of hate food. I eat mostly proteins like beans, eggs, and meat, and carbohydrates such as rice and bread, with virtually no fats. I also work out, but not eating is easier for me than eating, simply put. Story 28. Bruh, I've had a shredded 6-pack for years now, and I still eat whatever I want. If you're reading this, I highly doubt you eat more junk food than me. I still eat normal meals like chicken, rice, beans, beef, mashed potatoes, etc., but I'm still eating a ton of ice cream and cookies. Story 29. No food 2 hours before bed. Cut carbohydrates a couple of hours earlier. No fast food, no ultra-processed food. Rarely anything processed at all. Meal prep everything Monday through Friday up to 6 p.m. and sometimes eat it outside that time frame. I also cook a lot for hobby and passion and never deep fat fry at home. Very rarely use cheese or make cream pasta sauces. My meal preps are tasty. I'll go out and get pizza or wings, occasionally order a cheesy chicken parmesan or a bacon double cheeseburger. It's a lot easier to happily eat healthily than it was 25 years ago when I first started, especially options when eating out. Story 30. I've been underweight most of my life, so honestly, I just ate what I usually ate. But I was dumb and did the 100 sit-ups every day for a month or two, and they just showed up. This was before I learned doing that was ineffective and dumb, but I was much younger. Cut me slack, please. Story 31. A lot of people in this day with abdominal muscles. I wonder how many really do. I am working on mine, and you can start to see the outlines. Carbohydrates make me and everyone hold a lot of water, so I avoid them. Story 32. The idea that having abs means we don't eat certain things is one of those myths people who aren't in shape think or have been told by Hollywood trying to justify insane transformations in impossible timeframes because they're on performance-enhancing drugs. We still eat a lot of stuff and drink, we just pay attention to our calories. If you're 500 calories low on maintenance, there's literally no reason you can't have something you enjoy, regardless of what it is, to hit that limit.